Hello, everybody, and welcome to the H3H3 podcast. I'm your host, H3H3, and I'm joined by my lovely assistant, Gila Klein. Can you say hello, Gila Klein?
Hi, Gila Klein.
No, this is not the H3H3 podcast. I'm unfortunately have to mention. I don't know. It just seems like everyone's doing podcasts, and I felt like I was not in the loop. So you know me, the progressive, hip, technological, scientist, free-thinking woman I am. I had to come up with something to put myself back in the curb. So yeah, this is probably going to be the pilot episode. Kick things off. I'm joined by Michael from the what did you say your channel was called again?
It's the gaming IRateIt squad.
Make
sure you go and subscribe, guys.
What's the exact name of it called?
The IRateIt squad, filled with Mike, Dane, Madden, Zach, and JJ.
All people I would recommend being friends with, because I have no idea who any of those people are, but I can just tell you by their great names that they are going to be the bestest of friends, whether or not they condone or voluntarily accept me into their friendship. I will make sure of it.
Hopefully.
So you said you were the IRateIt squad?
Yes. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment that we sent you. Life.
I rate it, so it's like you rate the games. No. Is there any video where you actually rate a game, no. or your a squad?
It's more like a streaming channel, so we just stream.
So you're lying to your audience,
but
you're saying that you rate a game, and you don't rate it. How unbelievable! You're lying to your audience. Why would you like and subscribe? Be friends with what was their name? Dane and Madden.
Yeah,
if you can't,
JJ, don't forget JJ.
You can't even trust that they're going to rate your game for you. Also, so you did not check with the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Bores, if the name IRateIt Squad was okay, because that sounds very similar to the IRate Gamer. Do you know who that is, Mike?
Yes, I do.
The IRate Gamer is the greatest gamer, I would imagine. I would venture to say.
Better than Ninja?
Michael, I thought we had an agreement not to talk about Fortnite on here.
I hate Fortnite.
Alright. That's great. Ninja is great. Ninja and I are great friends.
I live with Ninja.
In fact,
I'm his roommate.
All of my all of the 25 subscribers that I have are just fan accounts that I made for Ninja to like and comment and donate on all of his Fortnite live streams. What are they? I stopped playing for a while. What are they? Season 5 now?
I don't know.
You don't play.
I don't play Fortnite.
You don't play Fortnite?
It's the stupidest game. I don't care what people say. It's stupid. PUBG's where it's at.
Okay, well, you just completely undermined your statement, because
I did.
PUBG ruined itself by what did they do? Didn't they try to sue Fortnite or something? I don't know. I'm not up to date with the game news.
Well, they sued Fortnite they tried suing Fortnite for taking their concept because PUBG was a game first.
Well, please excuse me if I'm wrong. What does PUBG run on? What engine does it run on? I need to look that up. What is it? The Real or whatever?
I think so.
No, it's not. It can't be.
Does Epic's the production of Fortnite?
Oh, no. Epic, who made Fortnite, made the engine that PUBG runs on.
Yeah. Is it just the Epic? I think it's just the Epic engine.
It is the Epic engine.
Yeah.
If you ask people what Epic is known for, it's the
Epic engine.
Hang on, I'll be able to tell you in a moment, because I'm gonna do some research. But anyway, Epic is only known for Fortnite and their engine that they made. I hate the hype behind Fortnite. I've played it before. I I mean it was a great game. I'm not a great game. It was a fun to play game. Yeah, I mean it was. Don't you agree? You've played it before, right?
Yeah.
It's entertaining to play,
yeah.
but it's like I think
It's only entertaining when you have a group. I hate it playing solo because it's like all the tryhards are playing solo. You know.
Well, what do you play it on? I play it on Xbox.
I play it on Xbox as well.
I played it on Xbox, and I tried playing it on PC. It runs horribly on PC. I don't know.
I hate everyone. I have an Epic account, and just so I can play squads with or when I did play Fortnite, I played squads. I had to get an Epic account just to play with the IRateIt squad. And yeah, I rate this game 0. I hate it.
Finally, some truth being told. I'm so glad that on this podcast that we haven't even come up with the insert title here podcast. We have uncovered the deep dark secrets of the IRate squad, and so Michael, Dane, and what was his JJ. Regardless of whether or not he is or can fly a jet plane. Did I say Dane again? I think I said Dane already. Dane and Madden, all of them, all those perfect boys can rest easy tonight, knowing that their business is finished. They rated Fortnite. What was it? What do you?
0 out of 0.
I don't think that's possible. You have to give it at least 1 star.
Half star.
No, you can't do that.
1 star out of 5 stars.
I think after what was it? Season 5, right? They're on season 5. After season 5, they it just fell apart.
It's a dead meme.
Also, it's a free to play game. I get it, but then they started adding stuff like the loot boxes or whatever that you could. The battle pass has always been in there, but they started going overboard with adding skins and stuff. They added briefly. I remember they added this thing where if you played the game with the battle pass or whatever installed. I don't think it was a battle pass. I think it was I don't know, something. It was a pay to play aspect of the game, of a free game. I mind you. You got you and only other people who had paid for that content were able to access said weapons within the game that you could come across that no one else could. Which, I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose of, oh, we're not a pay to win platform. It's a free game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you feel about that?
It's dumb. Just put it in layman's terms. It's dumb. There shouldn't be, as you said, it's free. And why? That's how they get you. They make you spend in-game money, or they make you spend money in-game, so that's how they make money to stay alive.
I haven't played it in 3 months, but I'm still keeping it on my computer and on my Xbox because I guarantee you it's going to be, it's
gonna make a comeback.
Well, not a comeback. I'm not saying it's going to not be free anymore. Mm-hmm. And say me being the great progressive gaming industry guy I am, I'll probably want to get my hands all over the new Fortnite season 7, season 8, whatever season they're on. If they even still do seasons by that time, I want to play all that Fortnite. And
Fortnite.
I want it all to myself.
Yeah. Remember when I remember you telling me that you just got you got Fortnite right before they started making you pay for it. Or something to that.
Before the battle pass and well, I mean I'm pretty sure.
And you also got the beta, so it was free. The beta, you got the free beta.
I don't know if I feel like the battle pass is. I mean, I did join late in the craze. But I feel like the battle pass has really always been there since at least season 1. But I feel I remember when the grenades were just a card or whatever that you could pick up. Mm-hmm. And it just said you have it. I don't know. I hate Fortnite. I honestly do. And I hate PUBG because instead of being okay, well, we're regardless of all this hype because you have a bunch of 6-year-olds and 7-year-olds praising this ninja like he's a he's a god. We have our fan base, and I don't think they're leaving us. So, instead of doing that, they're like, oh no, we gotta sue Fortnite because even though they made our engine that we run on, and we run on it so well that we have to sue them because they use a battle royale, and everyone knows that PUBG invented battle. They did not invent battle royale. Battle royale's been it's a game genre.
Mm-hmm.
Just because what's it called? I'm trying, you can't say that Gears of War is a ripoff of Call of Duty just on the fact that they're both first-person shooter games, and Call of Duty happened to come out first.
Yep.
Now,
Joe, I know that you are a very political person.
How do you know that?
Because this is what I've been experiencing around you.
Okay.
And looking into your work.
Looking into my work, I don't work.
How do you feel about the third wave feminist movement?
What do you mean, just the third wave feminist movement, or like feminism in general?
No, just the third wave feminist movement, like them taking it way too far. That's what I think that third wave feminists are taking it too far.
How so?
Because
Think about that.
Well, no, it's the can't think of the word.
Are you thinking of the wage gap stuff?
Yeah. It's they make such a big deal about how, women make less money than men. That's not true. It is men and women are completely different. And men can work some jobs women can't, and women can work some jobs men can't. And those jobs that men do work are normally higher paying jobs than the jobs women work.
All right. Well, I mean,
which are normally, and if a woman is trying to make as much money as a man, get the same job as that man. Because if you have the exact same job, you're not going to get paid less. Get a better job. Do that. Get more money than a man.
Well, I mean, you have to acknowledge that, it's not. I hate this whole first you have to understand that men and women are not the same.
Exactly.
That's I don't disagree that they should be treated the same or be given the same opportunities. I don't think that they're the same at all. Just because of you don't have to be a scientist, which most scientists disagree with the feminist movement right now.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be a scientist to point out the fact that there are biological and mental differences between men and women. For example, men are a lot more likely to crack under stress. Men are a lot more likely to excel at things like mathematics or the sciences. That's why both of those fields are dominated by men, not because of systemic sexism, just because of natural biological need. And you have to understand that this is not an issue. This is not a new issue. This has been it's kind of an issue now, but it's been a question. Mm-hmm. It's always been a question. And so what you have to we living in the West has accepted this idea that men and women may be different, but that doesn't mean that they cannot be hindered to the same opportunities as one another.
Yeah. And
they put that in place, and naturally by basic biology, and through stuff beyond that, stuff that can be conjured in the mind by both of the sexes, they segregate themselves into two different groups. Just men generally pursue this, and women generally pursue that. That's why even after the suffragettes or first or second wave feminism, you don't see this massive withdrawal from women being mothers. It exists. I don't disagree that women cannot be the ones working, because there are jobs that women excel at that men don't, or a woman might excel at a men's job, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, what you have to understand is men and women are different, and because of that, they should be given the same opportunity. But only because they're given the same opportunity to excel, that creates the how many people like to say gender normatives that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's amazing that I agree with you on. I mean, I think everyone should be to some extent a feminist, because I completely agree in equal opportunity, but I don't disagree. If you can't call a business sexist just based on the fact that they have a certain job opening, and because of the nature of that job they biasly choose men over women, or that happens all the time, vice versa. You can't call that business sexist for choosing a woman over a man in a job that a woman might excel at, that a man will not. And that happens, and it more explicitly happens because of our media that we have today, more so on the opposite side of that spectrum. But it still happens on both sides of the spectrum, and that business has the right to hire whoever they want that they feel would be beneficial to having in that job. And if you know anything about hiring anyone, you hire the person who's most qualified. And if that person happens to be a man and he's more qualified than the woman just because he is a man, then you as a business have the entirety of the Constitution and the entire right to hire that man over that woman just on the basis that he is a man and not a woman, or the same can be said vice versa. So I mean, I like I said, I think everyone should be somewhat of a feminist, in the extent that
Equal wages, right?
equal rights, and equal opportunity, and obviously just the obvious stuff like voting and stuff. But I mean, that was taken. I hate this whole like the gender debate is not over. There's still sexists out there. There's still I mean, yeah, there's still people that feel there's still sexist people. There's still sexist businesses that operate outside of the law. I hate when people, just because it's tied to a business, they immediately link it to systemic. It works outside of the law if a business is not paying you if a business is not paying you an equal amount for the same job as they're paying someone of the opposite sex, just on the basis because of that they're that sex. That's illegal. That was taken care of. And I hate how this has grown into an issue where there was time for it to be an issue, but that time is over. I think we have achieved the greatest amount of equality and the greatest amount of equality and equal opportunity that probably will ever see. And I hate this idea that like people have that you're entitled to something, but entitlement's a whole different issue, because it honestly exists on all sides of this big ism spectrum. But I don't like the fact that people, especially young women in our public school systems, are being taught that you're entitled to this because you're a woman, and because just because you're a woman somehow that makes you oppressed in some way. And it really does, it hurts society telling people that, and it hurts the consistency of the argument, because why would I have an argument with you? If you want this argument to take place, why would I have an argument with you if you already feel that you're already right, because you're somehow given by this unknown power, somehow entitled to winning this argument, and I am a dirty sexist pig for saying no, that's not true, and I don't know. I got a little offhand there.
I 100% agree with you. But did you also see that? The third wave feminist group? There was a group of third wave feminists that.
Well, I would hope so.
That they changed. They in their group they changed the name from Mankind. They say. So someone asked
That wasn't. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
That was the Canadian Prime Minister.
No, it was a group in Washington,
Okay.
D.C.
Well, no, it was started by the Canadian Prime Minister.
Well, no, do you know what? So there was a question asked by a news reporter, and this
Matthew Trudeau, the greatest man, or I think he's a man, the greatest Z, right? That's on Earth.
Yes.
What were you saying?
So, he's the leader, correct? He's like he is this. Or there is.
He's this feminist icon.
Yeah.
I don't think he's necessarily their leader.
But no, like that's
but,
not.
Yeah,
but
he's a big icon because
that's not what I meant like an icon. But like, so he's this big icon. He says in an interview with him, being a feminist is like, so like don't interrupt women. They have more rights than we do. They're better than us.
Well, I mean,
and then like a woman news reporter is asking him a question, and he said, "What do you think that could change mankind?" And in the middle of this question, he says, we say people kind here.
Here we say people kind. Great old Canada. Did you hear there was this guy who Canada used to be what we were about. Canada. I keep saying Canada. I wish it was called Canada. Canada. What used to be. They used to follow in our example a lot because America, the big melting pot. It doesn't matter where you're from. Anyone can be an American.
The big boys from the South.
But Canada felt like, oh wow, those Americans are really cool, eh? Because they get it, because they say A a lot.
Hilarious.
So they tried to follow in that example, and apparently with this whole like social justice culture that we live in, you're not allowed to assimilate because you're not allowed to because of identity politics. You have to identify as some sort of minority in order to have any standing in society anymore, and so they detained and arrested this guy just because of the fact that he had a license plate on it that said assimilate. Like it,
This happened in Canada?
Yeah.
What happened to freedom of speech in Canada?
There's no freedom of speech in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not joking.
I thought they tried to follow in our example.
Never mind.
We're setting a bad example for them.
We're really the only country that has like explicitly stated
other than Australia.
No, Australia's bad.
Very bad.
Explicitly stated on our constitution is the right that you can say whatever you want, and as long as it's not threatening or as long as you're not yelling fire in a movie theater, stuff like that, stupid stuff, it's fine to have an opinion.
The same thing with like protests against a presidential candidate, a business, same thing. You can do it until it gets violent, until you start hurting people and or hurting the environment around you. You can do whatever you want. Like if you start, say you start
breaking the law.
Yeah, exactly. Breaking the law. You vandalize. You harm people around you. You start shooting up the place. You are going the protest turns to a riot. Riots are illegal. You can no longer protest then. And do you not want the right to protest? If you have any decency in your mind, I think you'd want to.
I mean, the Constitution protects your right to peacefully gather.
Yeah.
And
that's what I'm saying.
I completely agree. As long as your protest is sound and you're protesting for a just cause that you believe in, and you're not a fascist or communist. I think you're completely fine, and regardless of where you fall in the
commies.
Regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum, you should be able to voice your own opinion. However, it's so easy to be an American because the only two things you have to remember is I can do whatever I want as long as I don't interfere with someone doing whatever they want. And what that means is I have the right to do anything so long as it doesn't infringe upon anyone else's right to do whatever they want.
Exactly, and that's what people don't understand. That's what people do. That's what the third wave feminists don't understand. It's like they say, "Oh, we can do whatever we want," but they're also infringing on the rights that men have. They're saying, "Oh, we can do whatever we want, but you guys need to stop."
That's what Antifa's did because they're very few in numbers now. But Antifa was the whole big anti-fascist movement, and it was the Nazis who really set this precedent for you're not allowed to say. You can only say what the Führer wants you to say. Antifa's you can only say what the identity politics God wants you to say, and so you can't be racist, you can't be sexist, you can't
speak.
Yeah, you're basically not allowed to say anything that the state doesn't condone. So that's it. It really, I think that's what turned a lot of people off about this whole anti-fascism movement. Because don't get me wrong, any march against fascism is a good march, so long as you're not going to fight fascism with fascism in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you went back. You talked about that the wage gap or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't. It's the whole idea of it is flawed. Because first it was two numbers that was, all right, we took the collective earnings of every man in America and the collective earnings of every woman in America. Men make more than women. That means that there is bias and there is sexism that exists in the workplace. To be fair, or to be exact, women make 77 cents for every dollar that a man makes. Okay, well. Does that constitute this? Does that calculate the jobs that men and women have? Because men and women have different jobs, and everyone has a different job.
Yeah.
They're like, well, no, but we that doesn't matter because we calculated it per capita, so it does matter. No, it doesn't, because everyone has a different job that pays differently. Just because you narrowed it down to a single man or a single woman doesn't mean that they have the same job or get paid the same. So that's where the whole argument's flawed. And if you bring that up, it's always like, oh, well, your sexist mind just blocks you from being able to see the real truth. So you can't really. It's not really a big. It's not really. You can't really win an argument with a feminist, I feel like.
You know what I hate though?
What?
I hate when people say that they hate America.
Because I don't.
It's the only free country that you'll have any sort of freedom that in the world, because
that's not true.
Odd.
You gotta take into account there are basic. You can really you could go to Great Britain, and you could go to Australia, or even parts of Canada, or a lot of there's a couple other European nations where you can go to, and you'll have the same. If you're just a working class, a working class citizen, you're pretty much not going to see a change other than maybe you have to pay a different tax. But if you were able to do research, or if you got a job above that, which in America you can get a job above that.
Exactly.
It's a lot different because it's a lot you don't in America's the only country where less than 90% of your earnings go to the government. In most other, finger quote free countries, most of your earnings go to better the government.
Yeah.
And you keep little but I mean you keep what little you have, and then on top of that, you have to wait in line for the government mandated Medicare or social services or what have you. Any of those slew of other things. It makes sense to, I think, if you're an intelligent individual, it makes sense to live in the United States.
Yeah.
And more so than any other country.
If you hate America that much, just leave, because you're not bettering. If you're just walking around saying, "Oh, I hate America, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it," you're not bettering the environment around you to make America better. You're just making it worse by saying.
Well, I could, if I were a Republican, I could probably say, I would hate. I hated America when it was under Barack Obama era. The Democrats controlled the White House, the Supreme Court, and the Senate. I could say I hated America, but I could only say that on a political standpoint, because I just because Obama was president didn't mean I hated George Washington.
Yeah.
Just because you have this party
you may have not liked certain presidents, but
hypothetically speaking, just because you have this party that opposes your own party, i.e. the Obama era White House versus the Republicans, you can hate America on a political level. However, I can hate it, but I can also know that, all right, well, I'm going to make it better through my voice and through my vote, which I have a right to do in America.
Yeah.
What you have people doing now is being like, I hate the way things are going, but I also hate the way that America was made, and I hate the way that America's this big imperialistic, greedy, capitalist, Christian, whatever nation, a whole slew of other things. You can't really fix that. It already happened. Sure, there was some dark times in American history, but you have to understand that you're not going to find a better country. I guarantee you. You're not. If you're talking about our president, who is, in your words, destroying this country, it's you have to understand it's just a president. I'm sure anyone, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. I'm sure anyone on the right-leaning side of the political spectrum felt Obama was destroying the country when he was in office for 8 years. But I mean, a big difference between the right and the left is that the right, there was never any violent protests when Obama. There was never any big white supremacist gatherings to try to dethrone King Obama or Obunga. You see that maybe not in the same manner, but you see that now. You see rioting, you see people breaking the law, you see people just being stupid, and it really turns any intellectual mind trying to get into politics, it turns them away from the left, I feel, and that's why there's record number
conservatives right now.
Yeah, we're not putting a completely saying this in utter partisanship, but there's record number of conservatives right now, and because of this idiotic way that the left is acting. And it's not like, oh, well, not all leftists. It's pretty darn close to all leftists.
Yes, and I just as going along with that, or not with that, with the third wave feminist movement. People say that it's the American people are being sexist because the people are saying the American people are being sexist due to Hillary Clinton not becoming president, or all these women presidential candidates not becoming president. Obviously, it's not the American people being sexist because there are women in the American people. It's the American people do not agree with what with the views that all these women candidates have had. Like,
well, no, I mean,
like that's also the reason why a lot of male candidates haven't made the presidency.
I kind of disagree with that a little bit because there have been a lot of, I mean, not a lot, but I mean, in particular, there's been. I do agree with you that that just because women have not been elected to the presidency yet, it doesn't mean that there's this big sexist undertone in the American people. I disagree with that. I think that the only way that women have not been able to ascend to the presidency, A, because there's only been 3 times that a woman has run for president,
Exactly.
and B, it's the majority of American people happen to feel differently than that one. It's coincidence. It's not sexism. I mean, there are a lot of male right people that I knew that really supported Carly Fiorina, who was the female Republican candidate, who almost won. But I mean,
she was Ted Cruz's running mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she was like.
It's not that she had bad views. It's just people just didn't feel like people. Honestly, it's I know that Ted Cruz did agree with a lot of things Carly Fiorina said, and and it's honestly it's coincidence that she was female and she fell out of the race. She dropped out. No one kicked her out of the race. She dropped out on her own.
Well, she dropped out because she didn't have as much support
as like Ted Cruz or Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, Kasich,
And Donald Trump beating Hillary Clinton in the election, that wasn't supposed to happen. We all know Hillary Clinton was supposed to win. I'm not saying as a leftist. I'm not a leftist. I'm not saying that I wanted Hillary Clinton to win. I'm saying that in my projection, she was supposed to win the presidency.
It was always like, I hate how the whole Russia or election rigged thing is going on, because
we all know that was a made up story from Hillary Clinton to get people to hate Trump more.
Well, this was also brought to the table of Donald Trump when he was elected president. The FBI said, listen, we found this, and we're hearing about it on the news right now. We found this secret society, not secret society, this group of FBI agents that are loyal to the Democratic Party, that they're going to try to use a lot of tactics on you. And here's on that list was the Russia investigation. This was planned. And I mean, even though that's why, like, even though it's been proven in court that no, there's not sufficient evidence to say that there's been Russian interference. That's why it's stuck around. And that's why you have all these people clinging to this idea that Trump was never supposed to win.
It's all the Russians' fault.
Yeah, but it's very hypocritical for the Democratic the Democratic establishment, I feel, to say that there was meddling in the election when you literally have when you have superdelegates who vote on their own free will and they elected Hillary Clinton.
Exactly.
If without superdelegates, Bernie Sanders would have beaten Hillary Clinton.
And then Bernie Sanders would become president.
I really feel he would have beaten Donald Trump.
Donald Trump wouldn't have stood a chance against Bernie. Bernie, you the boy. Bernie's the boy.
I guess any Republican could thank the Democratic Party for handing the election to Donald Trump.
Yes.
Because literally no one would have voted for him if there was anyone else.
Yeah. And, I think it's oddly, I don't know how that even happened when Ohio chose Donald Trump over John Kasich.
They didn't. Oh, no, they didn't.
The majority of Ohio.
No, they didn't. Kasich pulled Ohio, but that was the only state he pulled. I don't know why we're still talking about this. It's 2 years after.
Exactly. And
it's
I just
insane.
I think people should just accept the fact, people had to accept the fact that Obama became president. I think people should
that's true.
I think people should just find a way to accept it.
Why is it like Hillary Clinton ran against President Obama?
Yeah. And yet Obama was still like, oh, you ran against me, you can still be.
2 years after
Secretary of
Donald Trump
State.
beat Hillary Clinton, everyone's like, "Oh, it's sexism, it's sexism, it's sexism." 2 years after Obama beat Hillary Clinton, no one said it was sexism.
Exactly.
No one did.
And like, what I think is the cause of that is because Hillary Clinton lost to Donald Trump in the actual the big election,
The electoral
college vote. Yes.
Yeah.
But where Obama beat Hillary Clinton in the Democratic vote, basically.
By very little, and a poll was recently conducted that if the election was held today, Donald Trump would have beat her in both categories.
I would be very happy because I'm not gonna say if I'm left or right, but still.
All right, let's face it. You're right, Michael.
I am very right, but still, I'm not giving any hate towards the left side at all.
I ain't hating. Me and Team 10, we're not.
No, it's Lil Tay up in here. But like, I have a lot of good friends of mine that are left side did.
Okay.
And like
Left-sided handwriting?
some of them, yes. And they have 15% more chance of getting a heart attack.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, dominant right hand.
Yes.
You
That's
know.
what I told my buddy Zach. He's left-handed. I told him, "Hey Zach, just know you're gonna have a heart attack."
I don't think
15
that's
years
true.
before
I
do.
really don't think that's true,
That's-
but I enjoy hearing it because it brings what little joy I still have left to my life, knowing that I have 15% I maybe 15% less likely to
have a heart attack.
have a heart attack
than a lefty.
than a lefty. But anyway, you were saying you had leftist friends. You said
Yes, and like I don't try because they are extremely. My leftist friends are very smart in all categories in politics.
except politics.
And I don't try to pick any arguments with them.
Yeah.
Because I know that I personally am not that, how you say, I don't know how to word that, like, strong-minded in politics.
You're not.
That makes sense?
You don't feel like you're. You feel like you have you're saying you feel like you have an opinion, but you're not really educated enough to be able to convey that convincingly. I get it.
And I don't think I could win an argument against them.
Yeah.
But after hearing everything that has happened via the left side, I think I could. And like, okay, and also getting into another topic, basically millennials.
What do you mean millennials?
I don't want to group millennials in like one, pot.
Yes, you can. You can
That's
group
what
them
I'm gonna do.
Gay leftists. That's it. That describes the millennial generation.
So I hate how most millennials currently are in college right now. Okay, and so there was I forget. Do you know what channel it was? They went around a college in
Prager University.
Yeah, they ran around with an American flag one time, and then an ISIS flag.
Yeah, I
and
know.
They said the American flag. They booed and said, "Get off this property." And then when he went out with the ISIS flag,
Good for you, man.
all the students were like, "Oh, good for you, man. Yeah, power to the people. Good for you. Freedom of speech, man." And like that,
Praise Allah.
That brings me to tears.
No,
Almost.
it doesn't. It brings you to joy, knowing that you're. Never mind.
It almost brings me to tears
No, it
to
doesn't.
see that.
It just makes you mad. It doesn't bring you to
to
tears.
see that people are disrespecting America and favoriting a.
Well, they have the right to do that.
Well,
It's their
exactly, but they're favoriting a terrorist group.
They're favoring terrorism over America.
Over
just
freedom and free will.
I mean, I'm not gonna I rarely say just because I try to be nonpartisan. I very rarely say you're wrong because of your political. That's a wrong political belief. You're wrong and uneducated if you feel like in any way, shape, or form ISIS is better than
exactly. And That's what millennials have an issue of doing. Basically have an issue of
Here's
accepting.
the problem.
They need to stop accepting that. They need to stop accepting accepting everyone's opinion. Like if an ISIS soldier walked up to me and said, "Hey, I hail ISIS," and
Hail ISIS.
I would be like,
Hey, brother, me too. Yeah.
I would be like, I would call the police.
Hello, this man exercised his freedom of speech beside me. Please put him to jail, please.
Well, no, I would get out of there because I don't know.
You wouldn't feel safe in that situation.
Yeah, because I don't know if he has a gun. He's gonna kill me if I'm Christian. If he's if he's actually that ISIS person or he's just fooling around. That's that's freedom of speech for him. And I'm not saying freedom of speech is wrong. I'm saying that millennials
I'm just saying you're not allowed to say whatever you want to say.
I'm saying millennials have too much of a acceptance towards wrong things. Like, they don't care if it's wrong or not. They still accept that opinion. I would not accept that opinion no matter what.
I think that there exists. Hang on. Get your red flags out, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. There exists a superiority of ideas. Gosh darn it!
All the feminists are gonna get us, Joe.
There exists a superiority of ideas. Believe it or not, there are ideas and opinions that are superior to other ideas and opinions. For example,
JonTron.
No. He is a superior comedian, but we'll get into that later. No. For example, I think that giving women equal rights is a superior idea than throwing them off of buildings for not wearing a hijab.
Yeah.
If you're going, fine.
I 100% agree with you.
You wanna get your Ruth Benedict books out and throw them at me and debate me that there's good and bad in every culture. That is universally superior. Not throwing women off of buildings for not wearing hijabs is superior in every way, shape, or form than doing the opposite. I mean, you cannot disagree with that without being a radical Islamic extremist.
Just like when the Democrats made a commercial where saying, Republicans the same thing as throwing an old lady off a bridge.
That was a big. I feel like I don't know if I saw that commercial.
I saw it on watching Glenn Beck. It was awesome. It was hilarious. I was like, why do Democrats think that's the same?
It was because of the whole non-universal Medicare.
Yeah.
Whatever, but I mean I don't know. I feel like you can't really. There are superior ideas and there are superior opinions. I don't think that those exist political. I think that just common sense and basic human decency are superior than the counter of that. You can't I don't agree, that's you can't argue with that. You can't really argue that there's a right and a wrong to everything. There's no right or wrong. There's a right and a wrong to most everything.
Yeah. And if we could digress back to the
I digress.
back to the feminist movement, third wave feminism. I think I know for a fact that one of my closest friends, my left-handed friend Zachary, his mother
is one of the original suffragettes.
His father is a stay-at-home dad. He doesn't have a job. He just
stays at home and pretends he's a dad.
And his mom's a very successful cancer research doctor.
Okay.
At Ohio State.
Yeah.
And that just proves that women have basically the exact same rights that men do, and
they have the same opportunity. And
same vice versa. Men can stay at home too.
That definitely, that's a big eye opener to me.
Delicious.
I don't know. We've been talking about politics now.
For 50 minutes.
I don't even want this to be political at all.
Well,
let's talk about E3. Let's talk about E3.
That's the stupid. Video games are no sport.
Did you see, I'm not talking about esports, I said E3.
Oh.
Did you watch E3?
No.
Okay, I did. I hated it.
Overwatch League!
Also esports, Michael, not E3.
What's E3?
E3...
oh, yeah. That's what E3... I like E3. E3's cool.
E3 was very bad this year. They unveiled the best game...
Super Smash Bros. 2.
Can I say best game again? Best game, sorry. One more best game. Best game. Battlefield 5, which...
Best game.
It was best gay. Gotcha. I mean, it looked like Battlefield 1, but it was World War II instead of World War 1.
Hilarious.
Kill
me.
Xbox said that they had nothing. Nothing new. Just keep waiting, guys.
No Madden 18? 19? With Antonio Brown on the cover, go Steelers.
I saw Madden 19. I can't wait to play sports-related games rather than go outside and play sports myself.
I'm the captain of 2 sports.
Okay.
So you can't yell at me, man.
I love Madden, NHL 7-3,
7-3.
RBI 18-4, and baseball, cricket, EA Sports. It's in the game.
It's in EA Sports.
More like it. Yeah, EA decided, no, actually, remember when we said we were going to fix everything? No, we're not going to fix anything.
We're just going to call it EA Sports from now on.
Yeah.
We only allow gay people to work here. Sorry.
So the policy hasn't changed.
100% true. They changed. You go on the beginning of Madden, in the beginning gameplay, when it loads up, it says EA Sports. It's in the game. Well, now it's going to say EA Sports.
I saw that funny meme.
It's not a meme.
I saw that funny meme on a meme compilation that I watched every day.
Yeah.
Did you know I watch? I don't know. I don't know. What else did they do? They said Nintendo Switch has
oh yeah,
has
2K,
Fortnite now.
2K19 is coming out for Switch.
Shut up! I don't want to hear about your stupid sports games.
It's not that bad. Wait, did Xbox really say they had nothing?
Yeah,
I didn't watch it.
Well, the only thing they said they were gonna release was a lot more.
Madden 19.
They said they were gonna do a lot more stuff with
Fortnite.
No, why Xbox? Why have you taken my Fortnite away?
Why?
They said they were gonna release a lot more exclusive content, which I felt they fell behind on last year, which is, that's either good or bad to hear, because when PlayStation
gold free now.
When PlayStation said that last year, we all know how that turned out. It turned out bad. Very bad. So, that's the only thing that Xbox said.
Oh yeah, don't forget to play Roblox. Donate some Robux, guys. Thanks.
Yes, my Roblox selling empire that also sells drugs, but mostly Robux is in Mexico.
Yeah, we're right on the border. Slap on the border right there.
All right, Michael. Thank you for sharing with me your Team 10. I'm sure you'll make a great addition to Team 11 when you join. Do you like this ASMR? I don't know. I Jake Paul seems like he's not doing too well.
Go to jail, Jake Paul.
Did you see the press the conference for the KSI and Logan Paul fight?
I watched the reaction to it. It's hilarious. Why did Logan Paul cry?
Hey Michael, if you know me, you have to understand that I hate reaction videos.
I've seen your channel. I know you hate reaction videos.
All right, good. I don't talk about reaction videos around me. All right. So don't talk about reaction videos behind me.
Hey, best friend, how you doing? Get over here. Captain Louis Albino.
Don't talk about Louis that way, Michael.
Hey, how you doing, Louis? That's pretty cool.
Have you seen him? He's in all my videos.
It's Louis, guys.
Except for, like, 3. I don't know.
He likes pointing. Pointy, pointy, point.
I wonder what's gonna win game. Death Stranding came out. That I don't even know where it's a delivery game.
North Korean game.
It's a delivery game.
What?
Yeah.
Sounds stupid.
Hideo Kojima made it, so it must be good, some way, somehow.
Here, what's it called? GTA 7's coming out soon.
I don't think that's true, Michael.
It's not true, Joe. It's not true, Joe.
I understand that. You didn't have to yell. The funny thing is that I really don't even find myself enjoying video games anymore because they're all bad.
It's true. Very true. I hate life.
Except for Unturned. Unturned is very good.
Never played Unturned before. Is it fun?
It's yes.
I mean,
incredibly fun.
Ew. Oh, good. Is it decent?
It's fun. It's great to play. It's free to play. It's probably the best free to play game that exists.
No, Roblox is.
No, Fortnite. Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Come on, Mike. Let's get on the battle bus. Sorry, I get crazy when I talk about Fortnite. Did I tell you that me and Ninja were playing Fortnite the other day? You know, Ninja and I are best friends.
I live with him. He's my roommate.
Okay.
He has blue hair.
No, he doesn't. Does he? I don't watch Ninja.
He's like.
I don't like.
The only reason I saw a Ninja video is because on Trending there was this like Dude Perfect thing where they had Ninja.
I love Dude Perfect. I also love James Veach.
James Veach is the best person ever.
I thought JonTron was, Mike.
Sometimes.
Okay.
When he's funny and when he posts.
Let's talk about why hasn't he posted anything?
He's
Michael,
dead.
Any theories?
I think he's dead.
And
he jumped off a bridge.
He jumped off the. He does live in New York. He must have.
He must have taken enough.
The stress must have been too high for him. Any stories? Any funny stories you got to tell me, Mike? Anything that happened recently that you want to tell me and the audience?
Antonio Brown.
No, funny stories, not related to sports at all.
America is good because America is great.
That's an old meme.
Good. I'm gonna say it.
Michael, old memes are awesome.
Do you have severe awesome, Joe?
Yes, I am awesome. Thank you for noticing.
You just activated my severe awesome, Joe. What have you done?
Awesome mode activated.
Okay, that's it for now, guys.
No, it's not.
It's 58 minutes of recording.
No, it's not. You're not allowed to say stuff like that.
5, 8, 4.
You have to tell us, Michael, tell us a story.
What kind of story?
Like something that happened to you that you don't like.
That's funny, then we can end it?
Yes.
Okay. So I was at 4th of July parade with my family.
Let's hope this was true, because then
this is 100% true. I swear.
If this is not true and we find out this is not true, you go into the bathroom to get 14 lashes and come back to tell us a funnier story. Proceed with caution.
So I was at the 4th of July
The Fortnite gathering?
4th of July parade with my family. Okay? And so
it's not funny if you talk in a awesome voice. So just talk in your normal voice and come closer to the microphone.
They're handing
That's funny! Proceed, Michael.
They're handing out pamphlets for this church.
Okay, you've told
me
this.
Presbyterian church, okay?
I love those darn Presbyterians. I don't think.
And this lady walks up to me, stops me from talking to this guy. I was talking to him. I was like, "Hey man, what's cool? How you living?"
I don't think you talk to anyone.
It's that boy from Bugs Life.
Everyone is
Crackin.
Everyone is grossed out by your Fortnite skills, and you sauce on them a lot. So you don't talk to anyone. Anyway, proceed. Proceed. I'm coughing.
1 sec. So
yes, drink your water. Anyway, so what happened, Michael?
Okay, So I was talking to this guy.
Yes.
No, you weren't. This older woman with her Presbyterian pamphlets, because I think she's Presbyterian. She walked up to me and said, "Wait 1 second, child." She gave me the pamphlet and said, "It looks like you need this." And I looked at her and I'm like,
"Why do I need this?
Why do I need this? Am I Presbyterian?
Am
I Presbyterian?"
They were trying to convert you over from the ways of Allah.
Yeah.
You don't have to take another drink of water. I think we heard you the first time. I don't know. Well, everybody, that was the first and probably last episode of my podcast. It did so horribly that I am probably going to burn it, throw it away, and maybe jump